The US has been the most violent and destructive country abroad since 1946. You think I'm exaggerating? Give me 2 minutes. I'm doing my PhD in politics, so for your next argument with your drunk uncle at family dinner, here are 5 facts from reliable sources to back this claim up. Data from Uppsala University shows that the US has fought more big wars than any other nation, often on the attacking side. Another dataset doesn't just count official wars, but tracks violent behavior generally. The result? Since 1945, the US has every single year threatened, displayed, or used force against another state. Neither China nor Russia has a record that bad. One study finds that the last year without a new US military intervention was 1974, with more than 3 interventions per year since 1991. The Cost of War project at Brown University has detailed data for Washington's post-9/11 wars against terror. At least 940,000 people were killed directly, including over 400,000 civilians. About 3.7 million died from indirect effects like hunger and diseases, and around 38 million people were forced to flee their homes. A new study finds that economic sanctions cause about 560,000 deaths every year. The most deadly sanctions are led by the US. These sanctions-related deaths are actually on a similar level to deaths from armed conflicts. This means between 1970 and 2021, roughly 38 million people were killed by sanctions, mostly in the global south. Here you see the 101 confirmed US regime change operations worldwide. Here are the 128 cases where the US meddled in foreign elections. As this book notes, the US is the country most often behind overthrowing a foreign leader, twice as often as any other state, with deadly consequences for ordinary people. Neoliberal policies forced upon the global south by US-dominated institutions like the World Bank caused up to 21 million deaths since 1980 by undermining access to food and basic services. Adjusted for population size, the US spends by far the most on the military, and the US is the world's leading weapons exporter by a long shot. Weapons that kill. This video is not meant to be some sort of violence porn. It's about showing the true costs of US foreign policy. It's for everyone who's tired of hearing the dull talking points on CNN and co. about the US, the shining city on the hill that self-corrects its mistakes eventually. Even before Trump, this was just propaganda. But what do you think? Has the US been the most violent country internationally since 1945?